Spiritually, carnally, desiring something possessed by another. Or you have a problem with someone that has, maybe they worked hard to get whatever they have. Maybe they work hard in this truth. Maybe they work hard in following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and they've been blessed. And here you envying them for what? You should be glad for our people. If they come up, you should be glad for anyone that's able to come up to have a little eyesight, a little leeway out of hell, this hell condition. How you gonna be envious of somebody that has come up a little bit? That's why the saying is like we like crabs in the bucket. Somebody trying to come up, we steady trying to pull them down. That's wrong. Exalt them and lift them up. Help them feel good about it. I mean, come on, you done did something to rise above, just a little bit above, because, we all end up a paycheck away from being, homeless or whatever. Somebody that came up a little bit, and then here you are envious of them. Why? And you call yourself a man of the Most High? You rolling in the spirit? I don't think so. Something great happened to someone, people envying because the Most High done blessed them. You envying the blessing of someone? That's evil. And you just seen them down and out. It was cool then. But the Most High blessed them to have something that's nice or come up, and here you are envying them, jealous of them. Why it happened to him? He ain't nobody. I know more than him. I'm better than him. That's our people's mind. Willie Lynch. Tell me I'm not telling the truth. And I show you examples of everything I'm saying. I'm not saying that in the spirit that I can't prove or have experienced or seen or know that happened. Sad. The works of the flesh. Murders. Spiritually, is hatred for your brother or sister. Tell you, if you hate your brother, you a murderer. You hate your sister, you a murderer. Once again, Romans 9:13, I can't say it enough. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. Most I loved Jacob. He loved the Israelites. Show me where you say he loved any other nation. And all you that's going to try and go to John 3:16, please don't go there, because you have the understanding of the doctrine of religions and so forth. First you say, for Most High, who's the Most High say the power of? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We ain't got to go no further than this. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. He said, this is my name forever, the memorial to all generations. Read it for yourself. Exodus 3:14 and 15. Matthew 22:32. Acts 3:13. He the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham had a son named Isaac, even though he had a son named Ishmael first, right? But he didn't choose Ishmael. So he the power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had Jacob and Esau. But he didn't choose Esau. But Esau by it says in the word. But he chose Jacob. And Jacob became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the Most High's name forever and a memorial to all generations. So when you call upon him, you can call upon the name of the Father, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And you all right. Jacob been the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. But spiritually, it's hatred, it's the murders. Hatred for your brother or sister. Carnally, ending someone's life, killing them. Unjustly, your murders, ending someone's life. Drunkenness, spiritually, Hatred is influenced by another doctrine spiritually. Drunkenness, influenced by another doctrine. It is not the doctrine of the truth. Because if you in anything or under anyone, and you're not going over these laws, statutes, commandments with you, going over the laws, then you're influenced by another doctrine. And you ain't even knowing. But understand. And you need to be trying to inquire about what's right in the eyes of the Most High and what's wrong in the eyes of the Most High. Because a lot of you not being taught these laws of the Most High. You taught we're not under the laws. All these religions come from the Catholic Church. All of them stem from the Catholic Church. They got their hand in them. Look at them. I mean, how many religions have the Apocrypha? How many religions have the Apocrypha? You got the Revised Version Bible that I have here. Protestant church took the Apocrypha out of it. So most people that call themselves now coming into a little bit of the light, they just dealing with the Revised Version King James Bible without the Apocrypha. Because you don't hear them say nothing about the Apocrypha. They still believe like the religions believe, according to the Protestant churches, that it's not valid. When I can go back and forth for the religion, for this Revised Version to the Apocrypha and show you that it is in all ways, shapes, and forms. But the Protestant churches took it out because the Catholic Church, I can get a Catholic Bible right now and show you that it's in their Bible. They still have it there, but they don't read. They do all these different seances and the things that they do, you know, and they go there, they got statues and stuff like that, so you worshiping all this madness that's in the church that you're surrounded by. But they ain't reading. You ain't learning according to thus say the Most High. I challenge anyone. Bring your priest or whoever it is that's a Catholic priest or whatever, and they're not dealing with thus say the Most High's word. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here line upon line, here a little and there a little. They ain't dealing with that. They dealing with you follow what I tell you to do. I'm the one that did get all the understanding. Then you listen to what I say and do what I say. Follow what I say. Not what the Most High say. So I say you look at all these words that he's saying, this is how we get understanding to his word. That's it. His word is true. Revelings is next. Spiritually is entertaining negative thoughts, spirits. Revelings, entertaining negative spirits. These evil spirits. Like I said, Ecclesiastes 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain, which means worthless, no account opinion. How you think. And an evil suspicion is overthrown their judgment. They let evil be the suspicion, their suspense with evil, and make them have the wrong judgment on the way they act upon their worthless thinking. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicion is overthrown their judgment. You draw evil to you because you're thinking evil, you're thinking the wrong way. You could be surrounded by all this love and you think it's evil. Because your evil that you have thought has brought Satan and his imps into your mind to have you think evil, then the judgment that you make is evil to send you straight to hell, where the worms never die and the fires never quench. That's why I say, entertaining negative thoughts, spirits, these evil spirits. That's spiritually. Revelings. Carnally is indulging in pleasurable activity, excessive partying, drinking, sex, etc. Revelings. So that's a little bit on the works of the flesh. We went going through that because that's what we're dealing with, lasciviousness. the lust of the flesh concerning that. So let's look at how it's a sinful practice, straight up. It's all sinful. The Most High hate all abominations. He hate all sins, and he hate the sinner too, because the churches teach, hey, the Most High hate the sin, but he loved the sinner. No, that don't make no sense. That makes no sense at all. Just for your benefit of understanding, go to Amos 9 and 10. Smash all that one scripture. All the sinners of my people, it's Amos 9 and 10, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. When you draw evil to you, to overtake and prevent you from seeing righteousness, which is keeping the laws of the Most High. So if you're keeping the laws of the Most High, you're not a sinner. But sin is the transgression of the Most High's laws. So you're going to die by the sword if you're a sinner. That cancels out the fact that the Most High hate the sin, but he loves the sinner. How he love somebody that's breaking his law, not doing what he say do? Make that make sense. Don't make no sense at all. That means you can do whatever you want to do. You know, go out there and kill and murder and commit adultery and break all the commandments, steal and all the things that the commandments say we're not supposed to do. And it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Let's look at this. Let's go into some things that happened to us because we did not follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Go to Joel, the 3rd chapter. And we're dealing with lasciviousness, so it's going to be all in this. We're going to stay on topic. Joel 3 and 6. No, verse 4. Joel 3 and 4, then 6. Yeah. And what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? These are coastal cities that the so-called Africans, the Hamites, lived in. And all the coast of Palestine, these represent the Arabs today. So we're dealing with the so-called Africans and the so-called Arabs, Ham and Ishmael. Most I say, what do you have to do with me? Because all of them is part of the haters of the Most High and the enemies of the Most High that's talked about in Psalms the 83rd chapter, these two nations. So yeah, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? What do you have to do with me, O so-called Africans, Hamites, and so-called Arabs, Ishmaelites? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? You think you're going to do this to me? I'm going to give you the same thing upon your own head. Now let's jump to verse 6. What did they do? It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, this Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Right? So what did they do? Verse 3. So they sold, they tell you that the Arabs, the so-called Arabs, well, the so-called Arabs who are the Ishmaelites, and the so-called Africans who are the Hamites, they got together and they sold us to the Grecians who are the Caucasian men, the Edomites. Gonna prove it. It says, have ye sold unto the Grecians that ye might remove them far from their border. We was living in Africa, in provinces of the Israelites that we had. They moved us to the west coast of Africa, from wherever we were in Africa, from East Africa to North Africa to South Africa, brought us to the west coast and sold us to the Grecians, it says, to remove us far from our border, way over here in this western hemisphere. What did they do? Verse 3. And they have cast lots, they bid it, like auction blocks, for my people, it says, and have given a boy for an harlot. That's lasciviousness. A boy for an harlot, they sold boys to have sex with them. Little boys to have sex with them. And you understand, in the Inquisition, they killed, it was a war, the holy wars was between the Israelites and the Christians, as we have today. It's already pre-planned. At war, holy wars between those two. And we didn't accept being a Christian as being an Israelite as it is today. So they took our children and programmed them in this doctrine of religion. The children. And they had the boys. Look what he did. They're telling you what they did. And they have cast lots for my people. They bid it for the children of Israel. The children, the actual children here. And have given a boy for an harlot. A harlot is a prostitute. A boy, you have this boy that you have bid it for to sell to these other men as an harlot. To have sex with this little boy. That's lasciviousness. And sold a girl for wine. Sold a little girl for wine. Just for a bottle of wine. That they might drink. So look at verse 6 again. And the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So who is it talking about? Who is these Grecians? Go to Amos 1 and 6. Thus said the Most High, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. He said, remember he said he had war with Amalek forever and ever and ever. He said he's not going to turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. Hear that? To deliver them up to Edom. Remember they say they sold them to the Grecians? Now I let you know that these Grecians are the Edomites. To deliver them up to Edom. You see? He said, but I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. And I will cut off the inhabitant of Ashdod and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon. And I will turn my hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, said the Most High Power. He's bringing that fire, because remember, he's consuming fire. That's the judgment of the Most High. But you see, they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. That's what they've done. And they're over there right now in our land of Israel. So the Most High, look, I made a statement. I must make it clear. You can see the truth. Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, because the Most High, this is from the Most High, has sworn. He can't swear by anybody but himself. No one more powerful than the Most High. For he said, because the Most High has sworn that the Most High will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. That's Esau's grandson, the so-called Jewish man today. Esau's grandson, Amalek. So he said he'll have war with them from generation to generation. That's why he's saying what he's saying in Amos and so forth. So, but my main point is, since we're dealing with lasciviousness, they sold our little boys for a harlot and little girls. Look at that series, Goodbye Uncle Tom. It shows it clearly in that slave, one of the worst slave movies ever produced. Goodbye Uncle Tom. They show little boys dressed up like little girls and little girls, you know, ready to be sold. For harlots. The little girl was insignificant if all you got to do is get some wine. They were sold for wine. So little boy as a harlot, what do you think that's talking about? Lasciviousness, man. It's terrible. Trading our little boys for prostitutes. The little girl was so insignificant, they just need a bottle of wine. You can have her. But we broke the laws of the Most High. And you say you're going to give us to a no people and make us angry with a foolish nation. So here we are. Just a bottle of wine that they can drink. So let's go to, since we talking about them selling little boys and men having sex with little boys, and you see that's what's happening where? You find that's happening in the Catholic Church. The altar boys. How many are coming forth now saying they were molested by the priests? So let's go to Romans, the 1st chapter, in the 22nd verse. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like a corruptible man. Like this image, see? Corruptible man, like this image. As you see here. When you open up the Bible, supposed to be represent the Most High. See that? Lies. And change the glory of the uncorruptible Most High and of Mashiach into an image made like unto corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things, all these things representing something that they worship. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness. We went over uncleanness. What's that? Works of the flesh. Through the lust, lasciviousness of their own hearts, their own minds, the lust of their own minds, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Here, dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Men with men and women with women. It's going to go into it. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Most High. And a Mashiach Yahushua. Here it is right here. An example of it. Many examples. When you look at all the idolatry of all the other nations. Who is blessed forever. And I'm not dealing with. This is not talking about the Most High. That's why you look at where this amen is at. All of y'all talking about amen. So be it. Look at where they put it at. He's not the Most High. Amen Ra is not the Most High. So I ain't saying that. Hallelujah to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. You look at this, put there whenever you're supposed to give honor to the Most High, there it is. But see, our people following the way of what they have induced and put in here that have you call on some other power. It's all about you not being able to call on the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, brothers and sisters of Israelites. Descent, inheritance, the indigenous. See? For this cause, the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. Vile affections, you know? That's what it's telling you. Vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Meaning women with women. As they call lesbians. Vile affections, it says. This is what the word's saying. It says, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Look at Leviticus, hold that, get Leviticus 18 and 22. Leviticus 18 and 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. See? Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. A man supposed to be with a woman, not men with men. It is an abomination, a filthy, wicked sin, a filthy, wicked act. Filthy, but nasty, according to the laws of the Most High. We see it here. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. Men with men and women with women. So forth. That's what it's saying. Romans 1:26, for this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. So women start going with women, being with women. That's against nature, because a woman's supposed to be with a man. Ephesians 5 and 12. Ephesians 5 and 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. What they're doing. It's terrible. That's what the scriptures say. Shame for them doing what they're doing. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9 down. Know ye not? 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived. Eat neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, meaning men that's acting like women, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, that's men with men, right there. They're not going to the kingdom. Shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelings, nor extortioner shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. See? So here we go, back to Romans 1, 26 again. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Meaning women with women. Women lying down or having sex with women. And likewise, verse 27, also the men, will make it clear here, leaving the natural use of the woman, the man being with a woman. Burning their lust one toward another, lasciviousness. Men with men. Men laying down with men. Homosexuality. Working that which is unseemly. And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet or right. Now Leviticus 20:13. This is the law. Leviticus 20 and 13. Remember they sold up here because they said they sold our little boys for a harlot, for prostitutes. That men could bid on to have sex with. Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. That's the verdict of men laying down with men. Their blood shall be upon them. The verdict is they shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So you got to look at, even for punishment in slavery, they show you in, I think it's Mandinko. They show you how they come in there and get the man. Or you do something wrong and they take you and put you in front of everybody and chain you down on the ground and have sex with you in front of everybody. Break your manhood spirit. In front of your wife and children. Can you imagine that? No, you can't imagine. That was so demeaning and so vile, man. That's a vile affection. Only. That's why it says in Proverbs 16 and 4. In this kingdom, this end of the world, The Most High have made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. That's evil. For them to do that. That's why it's going to be a judgment. You can't look at, okay, they did all these things and the Most High turning his head from it. No, he ain't turning his head from us. While we went through this. Because he told us he's going to give us to a no people. And make us angry with a foolish nation. If we didn't follow his law, statutes, commandments. And this is what we've been through. This is what's happening now. Sad. Sold a little boy for a prostitute. They can bid to have sex with him. Deuteronomy 23 and 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Men having sex with men, or men having sex with little boys, as we read in Joel 3 and 3. Sell them to make them harlots, prostitutes. Sad. But it's real, because this happened. Most I gave us in the law. Look at Leviticus 19 and 29. Leviticus 19, 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter, just the law. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Isn't that what's happening here? The land is full of wickedness. Because this is happening over and over again. Oh, you think it happened and you just forgot about? No. The Most High word is true. He's telling you what's going to happen if you do this. That's why payback is something else, because you got to pay, because we paid. You can't just overlook what has been done. The Most High ain't overlooking it. He's not overlooking it. It's right here for all to see and know that it happened. So, going back to Romans 1:27. And likewise, since we heard the law, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, a man supposed to be a woman with a woman, procreate. Burning their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet, which was right. What was the verdict for that? Death. The blood should be upon them. We just read it in Leviticus 20 and 13. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, they tell you to fear the Most High, be afraid to be scared of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. So they're not dealing with the fear of the Most High. Else they wouldn't be doing this. You have a chance to repent, come out of that, and come back to the Most High. As we have mercy and grace, when that mercy and grace is lifted up, ain't gonna be no more. Not getting something you do deserve, or getting something you don't deserve. It's going to be over. It's going to be that judgment. He's going to bring that judgment. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, they don't want to hear this. A lot of you probably turn it off. You hear this? Oh, you're going to turn it off because that's not in your spirit. It ain't in your well-being to look at what the word of the Most High says and follow what he says, and not your own vain opinion of how you think it should be. You see? Verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, to do those things that are not convenient, men with men, being filled with all unrighteousness, to be in this particular abominable situation, men with men and women with women. He says, being filled with all unrighteousness. It's not righteous, it's unrighteous. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, and of Mashiach Yahushua, because he's telling you what the verdict is. They don't want to hear that. They created their own Bible. Most High is a man and a woman. All kind of crazy stuff. Haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, bragging and so forth, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, which we read in Leviticus 20:13, if a man lie with mankind, if he shall a woman, both of them have committed abomination, they should surely be put to death, the blood should be upon them. That was the verdict of the Most High. Knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. I mean, he's telling you. But knowing the judgment of the Most High, he's telling you the judgment of the Most High. That they which commit such things are worthy of death. You commit these things, say you worthy of death. Not only do the same, not only those that's doing it, but have pleasure in them that do them. Let you know, if you have pleasure in them that do these things, men with men and women with women, you deserve death too, he's saying. That's deep, because a lot of you friends with them. You have pleasure with them, committing all these abominations and so forth. You deserve death too. That's what it says. But have pleasure in them that do them. See, not only do the same, not only do they deserve death, but you to have pleasure with them that is dealing with somebody that's a man and with another man, and a woman that's with another woman. See, that's what it says. But have pleasure in them that do them. You say you're going to get death too. That's why you got to change. It's about change. It's about not doing the things that will be contrary to the word of the Most High. Repent. Come out of that. You're a man. Come out of that. Repent. Ask the Most High to take that spirit off of you. That's a spirit. It's a vile spirit, as he says. Vile affections. Ask him to take it off of you. So you be with a woman. You a woman with a woman. Ask the Most High, pray to the Most High, take that spirit off you so you can be with a man. And love to be with a man. Before it's too late. And you just join together with them. Say you're going to get death too, just like them. You have pleasure with them, you're going to get the same, this said. In Romans 1:32, we just read it. It's about change, people. You can't think and make up your own Most High, make up your own power, or you your own power. That's idolatry. That's what you're dealing with. And all these things, you look at, people say, oh, I was born this way. No, it comes from your thoughts. Somebody to put that thought in your mind, and they done did something to you, or they done caused you to follow this. Go to Mark 7:21. Mark 7:21. For from within, out of the heart of men, out of the minds of men, the way you think, proceed evil thoughts. See? In your mind, because you're not doing it, you ain't thinking about. As you think, as you speak, there's an action that come out of it. Or you think it, then you bring forth an action. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceedeth what? Evil thoughts. So the heart is the thoughts. evil thoughts. That's unrighteous in the eyes of the Most High. Evil thoughts are not keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You're not following his rules and regulations. So first and foremost, you have evil thoughts. What do you say? Adulteries, fornications, murders. It's the works of the flesh. Thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness. That's what we're dealing with. That strong spirit of lust. An evil eye, looking at your brother with anger, your sister with anger, sister looking at brothers with anger, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these things, all these evil things come from within and defile the man. See? All these things come from inside you. First and foremost, inside your mind, the way you think. You think evil, you draw evil to you, it's an evil reaction. You allow Satan to get into your mind because you draw him to you, then you're going to have an evil reaction. You're going to speak evil. Eventually you can keep thinking about it, eventually you're going to move on what you're thinking and it's going to be evil. That's why I say many are deceived by their own vain opinion. The way you think is worthless. And an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. You got to let that evil come in. Satan will come in and give you the wrong judgment. That's why I say lean out on thy own understanding. You got to think about what's right according to this word first. Before you just deal with how you want to deal. Else you dealing with idolatry. And the idol is you. If you believe in yourself. Like I say, follow your heart. That's your mind. Except what he said come out of the mind. Read it again. Mark 7:21. For from within your mind, out of the heart of men, because your heart just pumping blood to parts of your body. The heart that's within your chest. Just talk about just right here. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts. See? Evil thoughts. Your thoughts. When you see the heart, so I say many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Can't say it enough. And an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. Evil thoughts. You allow Satan to come in and bring forth evil thoughts. So therefore the evil thoughts bring forth sometimes an evil conversation. Evil words come from you. Then from that, you keep saying it, you keep thinking it, you keep saying it, then brings forth an evil action. Like Cain killing his brother Abel. Over not asking him for a sheep. So he can sacrifice to the Most High as his brother. Instead of bringing some crops that he done grew. Most High say, no remission of sin without the shedding of blood. Blood sacrifice, he knew this. But envy and jealousy and pride and hatred made him kill his brother. An evil eye against his own brother. So this is lasciviousness. It's real deep. When you look at how, you have no guidelines in your life. The Most High gave us rules and regulations, the law, statutes, commandments to go by, but you want to go by whatever you want to go by. I choose this one, I don't like this one, or I don't like that right there. Or you trying to look for somebody that believes the same way you believe, then know some they believe somewhere that